Gossner Foods is a family-owned business. It was started with my father and mother and my brother and his wife and my husband. Dad came from Switzerland and he wanted to do better, but he had heard about this area. And the first thing Dad said is, it's the little Switzerland of the Rockies. It was a dream come true. In 1966, we started our own factory and started Gossner's here. And we started with just the milk from our own dairy. And Dad said at the time, he just wanted a small little specialty plant. But as time went by, we started to get more farmers and continue to grow. You know, my dad always said, take care of the farmers, you can't make cheese out of water. And a lot of people forget that, how important the farmers are. I guess the fact that I've lived with a farmer for over 50 years, and my dad always had such a love of the farm, made me understand just how important they are. A lot of people don't understand. They just don't know what a farmer goes through and how easy it is for them to lose a crop overnight or lose their animals or all the things that can happen to them. And I have so much respect for the farmers. I don't think there's any better business people in the world than farmers are because of what they have to face that most people in business don't.
I've lived on this dairy farm my whole life. My family's been involved with dairy farming now for 4 generations. We've always had a motto of stick-togetherness as a family, and we believe that the most important thing we do here on this dairy farm is to raise families.
We have a family farm here, and it's, you know, family values. It's taught our children how to work and how to take care of things, and the importance of being honest and trustworthy and also responsibility. Milk is a very high quality product. You know, it's important to have that high quality milk produced because my family's drinking it.
We try to do a few things to keep our quality up to standard. Some of the things we do for high quality milk is when they come in and that milker gets attached, that milk never touches the air. It goes into a stainless steel receiver and then it's pumped into the tank, and in doing so it's pre-cooled before it gets to the tank, and then it's cooled at the tank, and when the milk collar picks that up, it's cooled to 40 degrees, so it goes from body temperature to a cow in through stainless steel lines and then into the receiver and then into the milk tank, and then we wash that equipment after every milking. When the milk hauler comes to pick up our milk, every time he picks that up, a sample is taken to ensure that it's the utmost quality for the consumer to be able to have confidence in that product. It's important that we keep our cows comfortable, because if they're not that way, then you're not going to be able to produce milk. They've got to have a good place to lay down and rest. They've got to have a lot of manger space to be able to get up and eat. They do a lot of eating and a lot of sleeping. I think it's just paying attention to a lot of little things. Take care of the details. You take care of the cows, they're going to take care of you.
My grandfather started this farming operation in 1865. I like the land, the cows, I love animals. I like the seeds, see the seeds come up in the spring of the year. We keep the cows as comfortable as possible because they're like people. If they're not comfortable, they don't do well. We take as good a care as we can of them.
Our sole purpose is just to make sure the cows are comfortable, to make sure they're vaccinated, to make sure that they're healthy, make sure all those things that the cows need outside to be able to produce good milk when they go in the barn, that all their needs are met that way. My father, he does all the feeding of the cows, and so he makes sure that they all have fresh feed every day, that everything is mixed properly. We have a nutritionist that does all the nutrition work, and so that has to be a job that's done just right. It takes all of us working together. My boys kind of fill in the holes here and there, and they help with calves, and RLE does all the books, which is a full-time job too. And she helps out with a lot of other things. She helps us with herd health, just running errands or whatever else we need her to do.
I think that farming is it is an occupation that you have to believe in, you have to love. We enjoy working the land, raising the crops, and producing a great, wholesome product that consumers really enjoy. Our product is processed by Gossner Foods out of Logan, Utah, and most of our product is used for the cheese industry as well as the shelf life milk.
We process about 1 million pounds of milk every day, primarily into Swiss cheese. Most of that milk comes from about 300 farm families in the local area. In addition to Swiss cheese, we also process and produce some Munster cheese and some fresh cheddar cheese curd that we sell at our retail store here on site. We receive the milk into our receiving plant. The milk is tested for antibiotics, for temperature, titratable acidity, and some other things prior to unloading. Once the milk is unloaded, it'll go into one of our storage silos. From there, we run it through a milk separator to remove some of the fat prior to making Swiss cheese. We run it through a milk pasteurizer to heat it up to temperature and then cool it down. And we put the milk into our vats. We add our cultures into our vats, our rennet. We stir and cook the cheese inside of the vats. It's about a 4-hour process to make a vat of Swiss cheese. Once the vat is formed into curds and whey, we distribute that to our filling station where the curds and whey are separated. The whey is sent to our whey department for further processing, and the curds stay inside of a stainless steel mold and then travel through what we call our pressing station. The cheese remains in there for several hours and then is removed and put into a saltwater brine, where that's the only salt that we add to the Swiss cheese is what it absorbs in our saltwater brine. After being there for a period of time, it's removed from the saltwater brine, put into a vacuum-sealed plastic bag, where that bag then goes into a cardboard box and into our aging department for the next 60 days. In our aging department, we go from cold temperature for a few weeks and then into a warm temperature where the eyes or the holes in Swiss cheese are formed, and that's done by development of carbon dioxide. Warm temperatures in the warm room develop carbon dioxide, which start to produce the holes or the eyes in Swiss cheese. Our graders test the vats to see how the eyes are developing, and when they're developed to the right proper size and eye formation, the cheese is then moved into a cold environment where the gas production stops. By that point, the cheese is about 60 days old, and it's ready to be moved into our packaging department, where we package it into loaf product, slice, chunk, or shred, or really anything that our customer requires. And from there into our shipping department to the final customer. One of the unique things here at Gossner Foods is the way the management structure has allowed employees to be promoted within. We have a very dedicated workforce here, people who really care about their jobs and love what they do. Fortunately, here at Gossner Foods, we are one of the nation's largest Swiss cheese manufacturers. That success has come from a few different areas. The Gossner Foods family commitment to reinvest in the company and continue that possible growth has been tremendous. And they're always great to give us that opportunity to invest in new equipment, ideas and opportunities to expand. One of the things we continually strive for is product excellence.
I love farming because I love animals and like to work with them. 15 consecutive years, every month getting the quality bonus from our processor. We have since continued to do the same thing, and we've been doing that for the last 22 years. If a cow's healthy, she'll produce good quality milk. Most dairies today have a nutritionist to balance their ration, see that the cows get the proper nutrition to produce good quality milk and also maintain their own health. First of all, a cow has to be in a comfortable environment where they rest and have a dry place to sleep. Then proper protocol in milking is very important. Cow has to be prepped right. Your equipment's got to be clean. I can't overemphasize cow comfort, but cow health is also important. All these little factors contribute to quality milk.
Here at Gossner Foods, we have a commitment to the community, to our employees, and to our farmers to care for the environment. So the quality of our milk actually starts on the dairy farm, where the farmers get paid a premium for higher quality milk. We package shelf-stable milk, so it's milk that's able to be packaged and stored on the shelf without refrigeration. It requires some processing at a higher temperature than pasteurization to kill the bacteria that causes milk to spoil. Once that product gets sterilized or bacteria-free, we put it in a special package that doesn't allow air or light to get into the package, which would again bring bacteria in with it that would spoil the product. We are the oldest plant in the country that has this technology. The benefits of having milk be shelf stable is the fact that it can be distributed all over the world. We have milk in all 50 states in the U.S., as well as numerous locations outside the United States. Exporting has become a bigger part of our business, and we're especially proud of the fact that we can supply milk to our troops who are stationed all over the world, but especially those that are serving in Afghanistan.
It's been interesting to try new things. We have our own little counter downstairs that people come through, and we make our own butter, we make our own ice cream, and our own cheese spreads that people buy here. It's a real satisfaction of having people walk in and you can actually see face to face when they try the products, and especially the children, to watch the children enjoy our products. That's fun. To me, it's very essential that we explain to them where it comes from and what it takes to make it, and the standards that people in the United States meet now to have the quality of food we have is phenomenal.